Welcome back to Coins Numismatic Series. Today, we are diving into one of the most iconic and widely collected coins in American history, the Monticello Jefferson Nickel. This series has fascinated collectors for decades, and in this episode, we're ranking and exploring in detail the top 5 Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coins that every numismatist should know about. These coins may look ordinary at first glance, but each carries unique stories of history, design, minting quirks, and collector value. From the mid-20th century classics to the more modern strikes, you'll see how a simple 5-cent piece can hold surprising treasures. So, buckle up, because this journey through America's coinage will not only enhance your collection knowledge but might also help you discover hidden gems in your pocket change or coin jar at home. Let's begin. 1964 Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coin. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel is one of the most significant issues in the series because of its massive mintage and historical timing. This was the last year that the U.S. Mint produced silver coins for circulation, but it also marked a transition period where demand for coinage surged due to economic growth. Although the nickel itself does not contain silver, the year 1964 became a pivotal point in U.S. coinage history, making all coins from this year especially notable for collectors. Design-wise, this nickel carries Felix Schlag's original design, introduced in 1938. The obverse showcases a left-facing bust of Thomas Jefferson with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" alongside the date. On the reverse, we see the Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, depicted with elegant simplicity, accompanied by the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. Despite being mass-produced, the design retained a strong sense of classical beauty, and collectors continue to admire the clarity of well-struck examples. The mintage numbers for the 1964 Jefferson Nickel are staggering. With over 1 billion nickels struck across the Philadelphia and Denver mints, this year set a record. In fact, so many were minted that collectors often overlook them, assuming they're too common to be valuable. However, that assumption can be misleading. Because of the sheer quantity, many coins were poorly struck, with weak details on Jefferson's hair and Monticello's steps. Thus, finding sharp, fully struck examples, especially in uncirculated condition, is a real challenge and adds significant premium to the coin. In terms of value, circulated 1964 nickels are worth face value, but high-grade mint state examples can sell for far more. MS-65 coins can bring around $20 to $40, while MS-67 examples with full steps on Monticello may fetch hundreds of dollars. The most desirable versions are the full steps coins, where the staircase detail on Monticello's reverse is completely visible. These are very rare for 1964 due to weak strikes and worn dies. Era coins also boost interest in this issue. Some collectors have identified double die obverse, repunched mint marks, and even off-center strikes. These errors can increase the value considerably, depending on rarity and condition. The collector interest in the 1964 Jefferson Nickel remains strong because it represents the end of an era and the start of massive coin production in modern America. While common in circulation, high-quality pieces and era varieties make this coin a key addition to any Jefferson Nickel collection. 1970 D Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coin. The 1970 D Jefferson Nickel stands out among collectors as part of the early 1970s production, a decade when the U.S. Mint was refining coinage after years of heavy use and circulation were from the 1960s. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D mint mark on the obverse, and forms part of the ongoing legacy of Felix Schlag's Monticello design. The design features remain consistent, with Jefferson's bust facing left on the obverse, accompanied by "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. On the reverse, Monticello is prominently displayed, maintaining the traditional inscriptions. By 1970, the mint had already faced criticism for weak strikes in previous years, and unfortunately, this problem persisted. Many 1970 D nickels show flattened details, especially on Jefferson's cheek and Monticello's steps. Collectors are always on the hunt for sharp, well-struck examples, which are scarce for this year. The mintage of the 1970 D nickel was over 515 million, a huge number but far less than the record-breaking 1964 issue. This makes the coin common in circulated condition, though higher-grade versions are less common than many assume. Because of the Denver Mint strike quality, finding a 1970 D with full steps is extremely difficult, and such coins carry a premium. In terms of market value, most circulated 1970 D nickels are worth only their face value. However, uncirculated coins graded MS-65 can be valued around $20 to $40. The full steps designation is the game changer. MS-65 full steps examples can reach prices well into the hundreds, with some auction results showing prices over $1,000 for the finest known pieces. Era collectors have also shown interest in the 1970 D nickel. Examples of double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks have surfaced, adding intrigue to the coin's legacy. Repunched mint marks are another area of collecting focus, since the Denver Mint was prone to such varieties during this time. Collector interest in the 1970 D Jefferson Nickel remains strong because it embodies the challenge of finding quality strikes during this era. While abundant in circulation, the hunt for a truly pristine, well-detailed example keeps demand alive. For serious Jefferson Nickel collectors, a high-grade full steps 1970 D is a prize worth chasing. 1979 D Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coin. The 1979 D Jefferson Nickel was struck at the Denver Mint during a period when American coinage was experiencing modern refinements. This coin is notable for being part of the late 1970s era, which saw a growing interest in coin collecting among the general public. Many families saved coins from circulation, believing they might one day hold value, and Jefferson nickels from this period are often still found tucked away in collections today. The obverse of the 1979 D nickel features Jefferson's portrait with "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," as well as the date and the D mint mark. On the reverse, Monticello remains central to the design, with E pluribus unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. The design remained unchanged since 1938, but strike quality had improved somewhat compared to the 1960s. Still, weakly struck steps on Monticello are common, and full steps examples are rare. With a mintage of over 325 million, the 1979 D is plentiful in circulation. Because of this, most examples have little value beyond face unless they are in exceptional condition. However, uncirculated specimens graded MS-65 or higher are valued at $10 to $25, and full steps coins can sell for significantly more. The rarity of full steps from this year makes them highly collectible, and some of the finest known examples have sold for several $100s at auction. Errors are another fascinating aspect of the 1979 D Jefferson Nickel. Collectors have documented double dies, clipped planchets, and off-center strikes. These errors command much higher prices, especially if the coin is well preserved and the error is dramatic. From a collector's perspective, the 1979 D nickel is interesting not because of its rarity in circulation, but because of the challenge it presents in finding top-quality, fully detailed examples. Many collectors seek it out as part of completing a Jefferson Nickel date and mint mark set, and its affordability makes it accessible while still offering opportunities for valuable discoveries. 1999 P Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coin. The 1999 P Jefferson Nickel is a modern example from the Philadelphia Mint, representing the closing years of the 20th century. As the U.S. prepared to enter a new millennium, the Mint continued to produce billions of coins for circulation, including the Jefferson Nickel, which retained its classic Monticello design. On the obverse, Jefferson's portrait is still the central design, with "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. The reverse displays Monticello with "E pluribus unum," Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. By the 1990s, improvements in minting technology resulted in sharper strikes compared to earlier decades, though the full steps designation remained a challenge due to strike pressure and die wear. Mintage of the 1999 P nickel exceeded 1.2 billion, making it one of the most common modern issues. Despite this, high-grade examples are still valuable to collectors. Circulated pieces are worth face value, but mint state coins in MS-65 condition can fetch $10 to $20, with full steps coins reaching $50 to $200 depending on quality. Error coins from 1999 are particularly interesting, as this year saw some striking anomalies. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, and double dies have been reported, all of which boost the coin's market value. The Philadelphia Mint was experimenting with more advanced dies and machinery at the time, which may explain the increased presence of collectible errors. Collector interest in the 1999 P Jefferson Nickel is fueled by its role as the last Philadelphia issue of the century. Many modern collectors seek it as part of a complete Jefferson set, and it carries sentimental value as a millennium nickel, while common in circulation pristine mint state examples are a must-have for serious Jefferson enthusiasts. 2001 P Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coin. The 2001 P Jefferson Nickel comes from the Philadelphia Mint and represents one of the last years before the design underwent major changes in 2004. This makes it an important modern collectible, as it bridges the classic Schlag Monticello design with the Westward Journey nickels that followed. The obverse continues to feature Jefferson's portrait, while the reverse proudly displays Monticello. By 2001, minting technology had advanced significantly, producing sharper, more consistent strikes. However, as with earlier years, finding full steps remains a challenge due to die wear and striking pressure. The mintage of the 2001 P nickel was over 887 million, making it common in circulation. Circulated examples are worth face value, but mint state coins hold collector interest. In MS-65, values range from $5 to $15, while full steps examples can reach $50 to $150. Higher grades, especially MS-67 full steps, are much scarcer and command strong auction prices. Error varieties add further excitement for collectors. Known examples include die clashes, off-center strikes, and even double dies. These errors provide significant premiums, especially when combined with high mint state preservation. Collector interest in the 2001 P Jefferson Nickel stems from its transitional role. Being one of the last Monticello designs before the series redesign makes it historically important. Many collectors include it as part of a complete set, and its affordability makes it a popular choice for both beginners and advanced numismatists. That completes the deep dive into the top 5 Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coins. From the monumental 1964 issue to the transitional 2001 P, each coin holds a unique place in American numismatic history. Whether you're hunting for full steps, searching for errors, or building a date set, these nickels prove that even the smallest coin can carry immense value and history. And that wraps up our journey through the top 5 Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coins. From the record-breaking 1964 issue, through the challenging strikes of the 1970s, to the transitional designs of the late 1990s and early 2000s, each of these nickels carries a piece of American history in your pocket change. What makes them special isn't just their face value, but the stories of minting errors, sharp full-step strikes, and their role in shaping modern numismatics. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Jefferson nickels, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss the next episode of Coins Numismatic Series. In upcoming videos, we'll explore even more hidden treasures and rare finds that could be sitting right in your coin jar. Thanks for watching, and happy collectin'.